This is TechCrunch.
OpenAI says it's fixed ChatGPT's M- problem. I'm Imran Sheikh, and your Saturday Daily Crunch featuring 3 big tech headlines and a little bit of startup business news starts right now. 5 people have pleaded guilty to helping North Koreans defraud U.S. companies by posing as remote IT workers, the U.S. Department of Justice announced on Friday. The 5 people are accused of working as facilitators who helped North Koreans get jobs by providing their own real identities or false and stolen identities of more than a dozen U.S. nationals. The facilitators also hosted company-provided laptops in their homes across the U.S. to make it look like the North Korean workers lived locally, according to the DOJ press release. These actions affected 136 U.S. companies and netted Kim Jong-un's regime $2.2 million in revenue, said the DOJ. The latest round of guilty pleas is part of a years-long effort by American authorities to disrupt North Korea's ability to make money from cybercrime. Meta is getting ready to launch third-party chat integration on WhatsApp in Europe, the company announced on Friday. The tech giant notes that the EU's Digital Markets Act requires it to give users in Europe the option to chat with people using third-party messaging services that have chosen to make their apps interoperable. Users in Europe who have opted into the third-party integration will be able to share messages, images, voice messages, videos, and files. The option to create groups with third-party users will launch once Meta's partners are ready to support it, the company says. OpenAI says ChatGPT will now ditch the M-dashes if you tell it to. The telltale sign that supposedly signals text written by AI has popped up everywhere in recent months, including in school papers, emails, comments, customer service chats, LinkedIn posts, online forums, ad copy. The list just goes on. The inclusion of the M- has led people to criticize those writers for being lazy and turning to an AI chatbot to do their work. Now, of course, many have also argued for the M-, saying it's been a part of their writing well before LLMs adopted the punctuation. However, the fact that chatbots couldn't seem to avoid its use made the so-called ChatGPT- a newly objectionable addition to any text, even if they weren't a reliable signal of content created by generative AI. The problem had stumped OpenAI for some time, as ChatGPT users were unable to get the chatbot to stop using the symbol, even when they specifically asked it not to. Well, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman says the company has fixed the problem. In a post on X, Altman writes, "If you tell ChatGPT not to use M-dashes in your custom instructions, it finally does what it's supposed to do." Altman called the update a small but happy win. The company explains in a post on Threads, where it forced ChatGPT to apologize for, quote, ruining the M-, unquote, that ChatGPT will be better at not using the M- if you instruct it not to via the custom instructions in your personalization settings. That means it won't necessarily eliminate the M- from its output by default, but you will at least have more control over the frequency of its appearance. And we'll wrap up with some news from the startup world. Payment technology company Pine Labs, backed by PayPal and MasterCard, won over public investors on Friday, finishing its first day of trading 14% higher, even after lowering its valuation for its $440 million IPO. This makes it the second largest Indian fintech listing this year after online brokerage Grow's nearly $750 million debut earlier this week. It's a step down from Pine Labs' 2022 private valuation of over $5 billion, but still a clear signal that investors are backing India's growing push to take its fintech model global. And Boeing has signed a deal with startup Charm Industrial to remove 100,000 metric tons of carbon from the atmosphere. Charm collects agricultural and forestry waste and uses heat to turn it into a product it calls bio-oil, a messy jumble of hydrocarbons that it injects underground, including into former oil wells. Financial terms of the deal were not disclosed. 2 years ago, Charm sold 112,000 carbon removal credits to Frontier, the advanced market commitment, for $53 million, or about $470 per metric ton. And that's your Daily Crunch. Today's stories were reported by Aisha Malik, Sarah Perez, and other awesome TechCrunch journalists. We'll see you here next week, and until then, find us at TechCrunch.com.